Coming up on WFT Midday, President Trump announced the rollout of yet another tariff, this time on automobile parts. We'll bring you the details.
Also, wildfires have broken out in areas of South Carolina, and many are racing to protect their homes.
You're watching WUFT Midday.
President Trump announced another tariff Wednesday, this time on imported cars and auto parts. Welcome to WFT Midday. I'm Avlontis.
And I'm Carle. As Alice Barr reports, the administration plans to place a 25% permanent tariff on all automobiles manufactured outside of the United States.
The president announcing yet another tariff he plans to impose on foreign imports, this time vehicles and auto parts.
What we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States.
And the White House says that's even on foreign auto parts that go into vehicles assembled in the U.S. The president banking on $100 billion from tariff revenue and a flood of auto companies moving operations stateside.
A lot of foreign car companies, a lot of companies are going to be in great shape because they've already built their plant, but their plants are underutilized, so they'll be able to expand them inexpensively and quickly.
The list of some popular car brands and models built abroad, according to Auto Week, include Audi, Buick, Chevy, Ford, GMC, Ram, and VW.
I understand, America first and creating jobs, but if you look at what everybody in our world is saying, they're nervous.
Andrew Glazer owns Vantage Auto Collection, which sells used and specialty vehicles.
And we also build and restore our own cars in Europe, which we then import. So now we're really concerned, okay, our prices went up by 25% overnight.
And Glazer says those costs will have to be passed on to his customers. Auto Week estimates prices could increase by as much as $12,000 for some models. The president says the tariffs will begin on April 3rd and will be permanent. Our neighbors to the north blasting the tariffs. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says he will defend his workers. Automobiles are the country's second largest export.
And this is a direct attack, to be clear, a direct attack on the very workers that I stood in front of.
That was Alice Barr reporting. A new lawsuit accuses the officials in that group chat of violating federal record-keeping laws, pointing to the messages being set to automatically delete.
Backlash continues for the top White House officials involved in a potential security leak earlier this week. WFT's Caroline Deslandes is in the studio with more updates on this rapidly unfolding story.
The White House is defending government officials' Signal group chat that accidentally included a journalist. The chat revealed attack plans, and the request for an investigation is growing on both sides of the aisle. In the messages, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth details timings and weapons in the hours before the U.S. airstrikes on Iranian forces in Yemen were set to begin, from the time of the fighter jet launch to the first bombs would drop. The screenshots do not include information on specific targets. President Trump noted to the mission's success, he distanced himself from the fallout. Democrats are pressing for firings. Some Republicans are now voicing concerns.
It is outrageous and it is a leadership failure.
I can't see any rationale for the kind of conversation that took place over Signal for not taking place in a more secure manner than that.
A new lawsuit accuses the official in the group chat of violating federal record-keeping laws, pointing to the messages being set automatically delete. This case was assigned same federal judge here in D.C. who recently blocked the White House from using wartime powers to deport Venezuelan migrants, prompting President Trump to call for his impeachment. He railed against the judge on social media overnight. Live in the studio, Caroline Deslandes, WUFT-TV News.
Residents in South Carolina are preparing for the worst as fast-moving fires are spreading through various counties at this hour. Many are doing their best to protect their homes as the fire has grown to over 4,500 acres. Local fire departments have been mobilized to perform structural protection in the communities threatened by the fire, which has been burning for the last 5 days. We'll have details on this story and more coming up later for our Spanish language audience.
After a chilly morning, it seems like it's finally warming up here in Gainesville. WFT's Jadyn Bottini joins us live in the studio with the forecast. Jadyn, tell us what we can expect for this weekend.
Well, it's certainly warming up out there, and we've been experiencing a warm and dry trend this week, but tonight our moisture levels will be increasing. Right now on campus, skies are looking clear, a couple of scattered clouds out there, temperatures 78 degrees. The next thing we're looking at is this high pressure system north of us in the Carolinas. It's causing some easterly winds for us, but those winds are going to shift to be from the south, and our moisture level will be increasing tonight as those winds shift. Right now, our relative humidity is only 30% in Gainesville, and as we head into tonight, it will be increasing. We're in the teens at 1 p.m. And as it gets dark, we'll be up to 93% relative humidity in Gainesville. Not a great day for an open burn. Low humidity can cause fires to spread quickly, but lucky for us, those winds are low. Looking at our hour by hour at 1 p.m., we're down to 79 degrees, warming up to the 80s. By 5 p.m., back in the 70s around 7, and in the 60s tonight. Coming up, we're going to be taking a look at the warm and dry afternoon, the humidity increasing tonight, and some showers we can expect this weekend.
A vehicle crash on South Pine Avenue involving a pedestrian was reported by Marion County Sheriff's Office early this morning. The southbound lanes on South Pine Avenue are closed from Southeast 31st Street to Southeast Lake Weir Avenue. Residents will need to find an alternate route while traffic is being redirected. Marion County Sheriff's Office will provide an update when the roadway reopens. A High Springs man sentenced to prison for stealing from your wallet. The man faked unemployment during the COVID-19 pandemic, claiming over $20,000 in insurance benefits. The state attorney's office said COVID-19 relief efforts were meant to support communities, not for personal profit. The man's sentence also includes $20,000 be repaid to California's Employment Development Program.
This month was Florida Bike Month, and to wrap it up, one Gainesville City Commissioner is hosting an e-bike test event. Riders will have the chance to try different types of bikes provided by the Gainesville Electric Bike Garage. Commissioner Brian Eastman says he's hosting this as an effort to make getting around the city more sustainable and fun. If you want to try out an e-bike yourself, the event is happening Monday from 4 to 7 p.m. at the 6th Street Rails Trail.
Neighbors in Marion County who need help getting their license back can head to the courthouse starting next week. The Marion County Clerk of Court's office hosts its annual Operation Greenlight event starting next Monday. Court officials helped 256 residents become re-eligible for a driver's license last year. To get your license back, you can pay overdue court obligations like traffic tickets in full. In doing this, you save that 25% in additional fees. You can pay in person, online, or by phone.
Ben Hill Griffin Stadium could soon be home to more than just the Florida Gators. The Jacksonville Jaguars are looking for a temporary field for the next few seasons while their stadium gets a facelift. However, as WFT's Alexis Vivanco reports, Gainesville will have to compete with Orlando to host the NFL team, since both see it as a major economic booster.
In the Swamp, you'll find the Swamp, a restaurant that serves local delights on game days and nights. Owner Ryan Prodesky is rooting for the Jags to call the 352 home.
Yeah, I think it'd be an amazing shot in the arm to the local economy. I think every business, local small business in Gainesville would benefit.
Football in Gainesville is more than just tradition, it's a way of life.
Yeah, I mean, we spend all week getting ready for one day. There's a lot of preparation and a lot of planning that goes into executing, football weekend.
What Ryan enjoys most about those weeks is the boost to the economy. He says that if the Jags come to G&B, everyone wins.
Yeah, I think it puts it adds another feather of legitimacy into the capital of Gainesville to showcase the city and be able to show what we have to offer here and the local businesses and everything that makes this city amazing and great.
At the end of February, Jaguars president Mark Lamping said a decision would be made before Jaguars summer training camp, which starts in July.
Out to the city, visit Gainesville, the Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce, to ask if Gainesville will present a proposal. We're told that they have no knowledge of any specific incentives. However, there are negotiations happening. America's national pastime is officially back with 14 games on the opening day slate today. The MLB's opening day starts in the Bronx with the first pitch between the New York Yankees and Milwaukee Brewers set for 3:05 this afternoon. That game, along with tonight's matchup between the Detroit Tigers and Los Angeles Dodgers, will be aired on ESPN. Only one of Florida's teams will be playing today, as the Miami Marlins face the Pittsburgh Pirates at 4:10. The Tampa Bay Rays will open their season Friday at Steinbrenner Field against the Colorado Rockies.
It's been a beautiful day so far. Let's take a look at our live DOT camera to check out this weather. It looks like a perfect day out there so far, with traffic flowing smoothly along I-75. WFT's Jadyn Bottini is in the studio to tell you what weather you can expect.
That's right, it is looking beautiful out there, and that warm and dry trend is continuing, but tonight our moisture levels are going to increase. Right now on campus, skies are looking pretty clear. A couple of scattered clouds out there, temperatures about 78 degrees. Our next thing we're looking at is this high pressure system off the coast of the Carolinas. It's causing our winds to be from the east, but later tonight those winds are going to shift from the south and bring some of that wetter air to our area, increasing our humidity. Right now it's super low, 27% in Gainesville right now. By 1 p.m. we're in the teens, 18% in Gainesville. Heading into this evening though, as those winds shift to be from the south, that humidity level is going to be increasing up to 93% relative humidity this afternoon into the evening, and our wind gusts are low. So the two conditions to cause fires to spread quickly are that low humidity level and high winds, but lucky for us, our winds are not too high, only about 11 mile per hour gusts in Gainesville right now. Temperatures in the 70s right now, 77 in Gainesville and Ocala, 78 in Bronson, 75 in Jacksonville. We're warming up into the 80s once again this afternoon, 81 in Gainesville, 83 in Ocala, 84 in the Villages. We've been hitting the 80s pretty much every day this week. Tomorrow morning, we're back in the 50s, 55 in Gainesville, 57 in Ocala, 58 in the Villages. Slight winds, about 9 miles per hour. So again, a little bit chillier morning tomorrow. Looking at our weekend, Saturday, it's going to be mostly sunny, highs in the 80s, a good day to go outside because Sunday you will not get the chance to. It will be showering and possibly some thunderstorms that we can experience on Sunday. What's going to cause these storms is this low pressure system way off to the northwest. This cold front attached to it is going to track all the way towards us. Let's take a look at the timing of this. Sunday at 8 a.m., we're already seeing some showers in the area. And as the day goes on, pretty much the whole peninsula is covered in clouds and showers. They're going to clear up Sunday evening into Monday morning. It's pretty much off the East Coast, but another band is headed our way. It creeps into the Panhandle, but then it kind of dies down before it gets to north central Florida. And by Tuesday, it's all cleared up. Looking at the rainfall totals from this system, not too much, pretty much less than a half an inch across most of north central Florida, only about 0.3 of an inch in Gainesville. Our pollen forecast, it's high today, Friday, and Saturday. Hopefully these showers on Sunday are going to wash away some of that pollen and bring the levels down a little bit. For the rest of the week, high of 84 on Friday, expecting showers on Sunday, lingering into Monday and Tuesday, staying in the 80s for the rest of the week.
Now let's head over to our Noticias partners for a look at today's top stories for our Spanish language audience.
Hola, soy Sofia Matute con tus noticias en 90 segundos. Incendios forestales en Carolina del Sur se están expandiendo, provocando evacuaciones obligatorias en varios condados. El martes, la División de Gestión de Emergencias del Condado Greenville decretó evacuaciones obligatorias en más de 50 comunidades. Según la Comisión Forestal de Carolina del Sur, el incendio del Parque Estatal Table Rock ha superado las 45 hectáreas. Los fuertes vientos y las sequías están dificultando la labor de los equipos que tratan de contener el fuego. Ayer, el presidente Trump anunció que la administración impondrá un arancel de 25% a los automóviles no fabricados en Estados Unidos. La Casa Blanca dice que se aplicarán las piezas automovilísticas extranjeras para vehículos que son ensamblados en el país. El presidente espera obtener unos ingresos de $100.000 millones y una avalancha de empresas automovilísticas que trasladen sus operaciones a los Estados Unidos. El primer ministro canadiense Mark Carney dice que defenderá a sus trabajadores, ya que esta industria es la segunda mayor exportación del país. Trump asegura que los aranceles comenzarán el próximo 3 de abril y serán permanentes. Se ha producido una protesta en la Universidad de Tufts en Massachusetts, después de que un estudiante fuera detenido por servicios de inmigrantes y control de aduanas. La protesta en el parque Potter House de Serville contra la detención de Rumey Osturk, una estudiante de posgrado. Osturk fue retenida el martes y los responsables de la universidad dijeron que no tenían conocimiento previo de su detención. También se les ha comunicado que se le ha revocado la visa de estudiante debido al apoyo a la organización terrorista Hamas. El martes, un juez emitió una orden que impide a la administración Trump impulsar a Osturk de Massachusetts sin previo aviso. Esas fueron tus noticias en 90 segundos. Gracias por sintonizarnos.
It's Endometriosis Awareness Month, a time to shed light on a disease that can cause women debilitating pain and may make it harder to get pregnant. Mandy Gaither explains the endometriosis signs every woman should know and talks to a patient about how she finally found relief after suffering for years.
Every month for days, it would feel like I was giving childbirth.
For 16 years, Sage D'Amato says she lived with unbearable period pain, thinking it was just part of being a woman.
It got so bad that I would have to go to the emergency room at local hospitals.
D'Amato says that was the last straw. At age 31, doctors at Northwestern Medicine discovered she had severe endometriosis that was blocking her ureter.
It's around 10% of all women in the U.S. May have endometriosis and don't really know they have it.
Dr. Magdi Malad says it's common for women to get a delayed diagnosis as they're told it's normal to have painful periods. That's why he says advocating for yourself is critical. While endometriosis can be asymptomatic, there are red flags, including extreme pain in the abdomen, lower back and pelvis, during or after sex, intestinal pain, or painful bowel movements. Other signs can be bleeding or spotting between periods, infertility, and stomach problems.
I strongly encourage women to sort of seek out care, and if you're not really hearing the answers that you're expecting or being taken seriously, then seek out another opinion.
Dr. Malad helped perform a complicated surgery on D'Amato, and for the first time in years, she's living pain-free.
I feel fantastic. It was the greatest decision.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Officials at Northwestern Medicine say endometriosis is a leading cause of infertility. There are many types of treatments available that can relieve symptoms, including medicine, surgery, or a combination of both.
NBA star Steph Curry is making a splash off the court. He's teaming up with former First Lady Michelle Obama for a new energy drink called Plezzy. Plezzy Hydration will feature 3 flavors: lemon lime, tropical punch, and orange mango twist. It's available on Amazon and at some grocery stores in California, which is where Curry's Golden State Warriors call home. The sports drink business is booming and expected to become a $33 billion market in the U.S. within the next 3 years.
Now let's get over to WFT First at 5 anchor Alex Land with a look at what's coming up on First at 5 on Channel 5.
Thanks, Ciara. We're following 3 top stories for you tonight. Gators fans, today is the big day. Our WFT sports team is covering the men's Gators basketball Sweet 16 match in San Francisco. And a driver crashed into a Gainesville gym. We'll bring you recovery efforts from Gainesville Health and Fitness. Finally, North Central Florida cities are receiving billions in grants. Why Florida's Department of Environmental Protection is funding wastewater projects locally. That's all for your First at 5 preview. I'm Alex Land. See you tonight.
Before we go, one last check on the weather.
It's staying in the 80s this week. We can expect some showers on Sunday and possible showers lingering into Monday and Tuesday, remaining in the upper 80s for the rest of next week.
Thanks for joining us today for WUFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition.
We will see you later today for First at 5 on Channel 5. Have a great afternoon.